This is 2:30 in the afternoon on September 30th. This is Wednesday. And I'll take a couple of minutes to go over some of the trades that were available to us this morning on crude oil. We had the inventory hit at 10:30. And one of the things I wanted to show you, because I do think we've got some new people in here, is it hit right about yes, this was this was something. It hit right about here at 10:30 on this chart, and this 6-tick chart that I'm looking at, which is now the 210 shadow, this, if you have never seen crude oil inventory hit, this is the reason why we keep saying do not enter a trade in front of this inventory, because this is just absolutely and completely and totally untradeable. You just have to wait until the bus driver decides what he's going to do. But we did get some opportunities, and once the silliness got out of the way, the our main trading chart here, which is this 519, and it's the equivalent of the old 12-tick diagnostic, which I'm sure going to miss, but we had the low of the day right here, and this P bounced right off of the low of the day. And if you've watched any of the things that we've done before, it tells you that when you get to this low of the day, it's going to take a tremendous amount of volume to come through that to continue lower, or it will turn around and bounce off of that. And that's exactly what it did with inventory. So once this all settled down and you got rid of all this nonsense in here, then you did have an apex E form. So you could have taken a very aggressive entry off the top of this P right here. Let me get my the pointer. I think you can see it a little better. Right off the top of this P would have been an aggressive entry. You could have taken it off of the this magnet, which also would have been a little aggressive. But an even better entry would be once it had cleared this red ice line, maybe a tick or two above that, because when it starts like this, and this is one of Lori's elevator candles, right? Or what? No, this is a slingshot candle right here with this long wick. Then it's got, I had to reload everything, so I lost the historical data because I keep that turned off so charts will load faster, but there was a lot of volume that came in right here. So if you still wanted to wait and see, gee, I don't know if I should get in here, you still had some more opportunities to enter this trade either just above the EMA at this magnet, and better yet, a tick or two above settlement, and then take it on up to the green ice line. I would have been happy with getting out at the green ice line if I had gotten in anywhere along here. So that's one good trade. And I think Jared took that trade too, because that was really a nice one. You can also see that this morning at 9:30, we had a very similar trade that cleared the red ice line and the EMA, but when it's going right into the high of the day, whoops, at right here at settlement, you really don't know if it's going to go on, so you have to pay very close attention to your volume, very close attention. And once it's cleared settlement, you still had plenty of time to get in this, and it continued right on up to the green ice line. One of the things that some of you people who have some practice and experience in technical trading, this, if you notice, this A and this A are almost at identical levels, and a lot of traders would call that a double top right there. So the likelihood, the probability that crude oil will go back down off of two of these, hitting at almost within a tick or two, and head back down, there is a significant probability to that. So this is not the place to be taking a long trade thinking this is going to go perhaps to the moon, because the probability of that, with the high of the day, this magnet, and this deviation level, is what I call slim to nothing, and slim just left. So as we go along here, there were some other trades that were probably a little better scalps to take these for 10 or 15 ticks, because the big move was made. And when the 12 tick, or this 519, I guess I have to learn to call it, is in these tight little ups and downs where it seems to be going between the red ice line and the blue ice line, and you can trade those. That's very tradable, but it's easier to see up here on this small tick chart. This is a little feistier kind of a chart to trade with, because everything's happening twice as fast on this 210 than it does on the big chart. But you can easily catch some of these that are going from some of the magnets, like the magnet here, to up to settlement. And then another thing we had this morning, this, I just do not like these. When crude oil put this kind of a small-bodied doji affair in here, and then look at the range, this was literally the range of the day in one 30-minute candle, at least up to that point. That's a tremendous amount of movement in crude oil. So be aware of paying attention. Whoa, I'm getting some significant thunder here. But anyway, be paying attention to your 30-minute charts, because they kind of point the way. And what we know is that at the top and the bottom of the hour, if there's going to be a change in direction, it is most likely to come at that time. Okay, so I am starting to take a look at this sharpshooter chart and try to reevaluate if we can use that a little easier, especially for new people. I know it's kind of all color coded, and it takes me a little while to get used to it. But if anybody else is using the sharpshooter for crude oil, let us all know how that works out, and what you think about that. So in about 30 minutes, Janet Yellen is supposed to do something significant, which I have no idea what that might be. But then I'm pretty sure she doesn't either. So that said, this has been my view from my world in Apex land, brought to you by Apex Investing. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.